Hello, sweet Stampin' friends. Welcome to day 7 of our 12 days of Christmas. I have another fun project to share with you. This one is from Ange McKay in Canada. But before we get started, I'm going to share with you the other 6 days that we have done. Can you believe we're already on day 7? So really fun projects. If you have not joined me before, I am Debra Harrison with Simply Sweet and Ink Designs, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in San Antonio, Texas. So welcome. Thanks for stopping by to catch today's project, or if you stop by and watch the replay, just give me a quick hello. All right, so this is the projects that we have done so far. Let me see, I'm kind of disorganized here. So I'm not going to let you show each day, but you can go back on my YouTube channel and you can find the videos for each of these projects that we have done so far. Let me see if I can squeeze them all into the camera view. Super cute, cute projects. Oh, that's a really tall box right there. And then yesterday we did a card, really beautiful shiplap card. So those are the projects. They are on my YouTube channel. Now, if you would like the PDF tutorial for all 12 days, including the ones that are coming up the next 5 days, I do have that PDF in my PDF store. It is quite a large file. I think it's like 32 pages. It is available at my PDF store at simplysweetinkdesigns.com. There is an option, menu option there for my PDF store, and it's available for $25. However, I am offering from now until December 6th, where you can earn the PDF tutorial for free with a minimum of a $50 order. All you got to do is shop my online store, enter in that host code with a qualifying order of $50 or more, and I will send that PDF tutorial to you for free. All right, so let's get into today's project. We are making this adorable little Christmas cracker treat box. My mother brought over for Thanksgiving these little poppers. And not that this is a popper, this isn't a popper, but you pull the tab, right? And I didn't realize, I've never done a popper before. And when I did it, it actually has like a little explosive thing inside. It was minor, but it has like all this smoke, like streamers went everywhere, and there was a little bit of smoke. And I'm like, oh my gosh, kind of startled me. This is not going to be the case. This is going to be just a fun little thing that you can put some little treats inside, and I am going to share with you some treats that are inside mine. But let me share with you what we need to be able to make today's project. Now, the first thing, we're going to start off with a piece of real red cardstock. This piece measures 6.5 by 8.5, and there's going to be several score lines on today's cute little project. So let's get the scoreboard in place. I tried to make this as simple as possible for all the score lines, but we are going to be repeating some. So the ones that we see, there's white, we are going to be reusing those score lines when we rotate our cardstock. So we're going to have our 8.5 inch side at the top, and we're going to score, and I need my glasses. We're going to score at 1.5, 2, 2.5. Then we're going to come over here to the right side, and we're going to score at 6, 6.5, and 7. Then we're going to rotate, have our 6.5 inch side at the top, and we're going to score at 1.5, 1.5, 3, 4.5, and then it's 6. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and let's burnish our score lines. This first one is a little 1/2 inch score line. That's going to be actually the piece that we glue our box together with. That's going to be our little connector piece. And then we've got score lines that are going the long way, and then we have score lines going across. Now, the first one's kind of wide, so we're going to burnish it this way as a hill. Then we got a score line here in the middle. Let's see, I don't know if you can see that, maybe a little bit. There's going to be a score line in the middle, and that's going to be a valley fold. Then we're going to do the other score line, which is going to be a hill. So we have hill, valley, hill. And we're going to do the same thing for the other side. All right, so that is kind of what it looks like. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to work with the long side. So we're going to fold over one of these long sides. Now here in the middle, remember, we've got our valley fold. So we're going to take some paper snips And we are just going to kind of angle cut from that score line up to the middle score line, and then do the same thing. You're going to cut from the right score line up to that middle score line, just making a little triangle there. And don't worry if your triangle is not perfect, okay? It does not have to be perfect. I promise when it goes all together, you're going to love it. Let's do the same thing for the other side. And then we are going, that's our first one. Then we're going to bend this score line. The next score line, we're going to keep repeating for all of 4 of the score lines. Okay, I got 2. So let's do the third one. Same thing. I promise you, my triangles are not even. Nobody's going to know when it's all put together and all pretty. All right, guess what? Yes, we're even going to do this little short one. And so we're going to cut through. All right, so we end up with a piece that looks like this. So you've got your long bands going this way, you've got triangles on each side. Now what we're going to do is, while we have this flat, let's go ahead and put on our designer series paper. So for this, you are going to need, let me grab my paper. It's down here somewhere. There they are. All right, so we're going to need quite a few pieces of designer series paper. Now, I've already gone ahead and cut these because there are so many multiples. So for each of these square panels, you're going to need a 1x4. Let me make sure I have that correct. Yes, I do. Okay. You're going to need 8 pieces that measure 1x4. I didn't even do that one correctly. There we go. If you're using a pattern like this, make sure that you have them all going the correct way. I just want to make sure I have them all here before I start gluing. All right, there we go. All right, so you're going to have 8 of them going that are 1 by 1¼ by 1¼ I have no idea what I said, but it's 1¼ by 1¼ You need 8 of those squares. Then you're going to need 4 of them that measure 1¼ by 3¼ All right, so now we're just going to glue all of these pieces down. All right, so I got all my pieces glued, and I think I actually got him all positioned going the correct way. Yay! I wasn't sure. That was a lot of little pieces. All right, but lots of fun. It's really not that bad once you do one. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to add some glue along our 1/2 inch strip here. And I am going to just fold this over, then I'm going to fold over the other side, and I'm just going to press down to adhere. And then that is going to leave us a cute little box. Now I just noticed I did not trim that last little piece. I don't know how I missed that, but I did. That's okay. We're just going to go on ahead and snip it right now. Luckily, that's easy to access. Let me do a little bit more. I don't think that's quite angled enough. All right. So we have our finished box, and because we have these triangular indentions, what it will do is that creates our little cracker. Now you will notice, I don't know if my camera will, if the lighting's good enough, but there is quite a large opening. So you don't want to put anything too small inside, but I'm going to share with you what I put inside mine. It was these really yummy, yummy, yummy peppermint cookie Lindor truffles in mine. Now I will tell you, 3 of them do fit nicely inside. So, but before I actually do this, I'm going to tie off one end so they don't slide to the other side. And to do that, I am going to take, you know, I have all this stuff prepped and then, oh, there it is. And then it goes hiding on me. All right, so I'm going to take 4 pieces and I have 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to take 4 pieces of the gold twisted thread. Each of them measure 12 inches. I'm going to take 2 of them, put them together, and I am going to just tie off one of the ends to keep my little truffles from sliding out. All right, so now I'm going to pop my truffles inside. Like I said, 3 of them fit nicely inside, and then I'm going to tie off the other end with my other 2 pieces of linen thread, and that will close it up. You could put other little small treats. If you have small treats, what you may want to do is you may want to put them like in a cello bag first so that they don't fall out of your Christmas cracker. All right, so the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do this cute little label, and I love how it's embossed. It is so festive and shiny, and so to do that, we are using the Christmas labels dies. We're going to use this particular die right there, which I have already cut, and if you got the kit, this is already die cut for you, and we're going to do some embossing. So I'm going to use the sentiment that says snow. Well, you know what? I could use that one, but I think I'm going to use this one that says Merry Christmas to you, because I think that's the one that's already on my block. And yes, it is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take some scrap paper here just to protect my surface. I'm going to take my embossing buddy. I'm going to just pat it down gently. Oh, that's a lot of powder. Let's kind of wipe some of that off. That's going to kind of help keep the little embossing powder from sticking to my surface, to my tag there. So I'm going to take Versamark. Now, Versamark is a clear, sticky ink pad, and it's perfect for stamping, for heat embossing, because what it does is it creates a little sticky surface for your embossing powder to hang on to. So I'm going to stamp that. And then I'm going to take, I'm using gold embossing powder, and I'm going to sprinkle this on. And I am going to need some reverse tweezers. Otherwise, this is going to get way too hot for my hands. So I'm going to take that, kind of dump off the excess there. I'm going to funnel this back into my container so I can reuse it for another project. And make sure I have my lid on so I don't blow my powder away. All right, so let's go back to our embossing. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn on my heat gun. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Love it. That powder's starting to melt. All right, I'm gonna come on top, just kind of finish it up. All right, that is so beautiful. I love it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. And then I'm just going to put it right here on top in the center panel. I'm going to wipe off some of the excess powder that I had. And then lastly, if you have the cute little loose snowflakes, then you can add them on just to add a cute little wintry effect to your label. If not, you could use some rhinestones, anything that's got some little sparkle to it. And I'm just going to glue these on. Now, those who got the kit, you did get this in your loose snowflakes in your kit. They have since gone unorderable, which means Stampin' Up's not getting any more, which is kind of sad, but that's okay. You know what? We just improvise with something else when that happens. All right, so I'm just going to put a little few of these snowflakes. Oh, I don't like that one. That one's a broken snowflake. Let's try a different one. There we go. All right, so if you are going to glue them on, I would encourage you just give it a few minutes to kind of set up that adhesive. And isn't that just beautiful? So fun, nice size Christmas cracker treat box. I hope that you enjoyed today's project. I know I have loved making this. The last time I made one of these, I used an envelope scoreboard, but I have to say I like this way better because I don't have to, I can just sit there and cut my own little triangles and make a whole bunch of these for some really fun holiday treats. All right, guys, so come back tomorrow for day 8 of the Christmas series. It's going to be a project from Deb Smeek. So I look forward to crafting with you again at 2 o'clock Central Time. Today's video was pre-recorded, but tomorrow, which will be Monday, December 2nd, I will be back live with you. All right, y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.